Was the government right to reject an inquiry into the Battle of Orgreave?
They were absolutely wrong to do it, and they were wrong for a number of reasons. They were wrong, firstly, because the people who were affected by what happened at the Battle of Orgreave have lived with that for the rest of their lives. Many of them, they've seen it seriously harm or kill their career prospects. They've seen real damage to their health and their mental health and to their families and to their communities and to their lives.
I mean, it's interesting what you say. Are you sure it's less to do with what was in the public interest and more to do what's within the interest of the Conservative Party?
Yeah. You say decades have passed. Yes, decades have passed from Hillsborough. So how can it not be the right thing to do to look back at what's affected people's lives, their health, their jobs, their lives? Nobody died, thank goodness. But to say that decades have passed and it doesn't matter anymore is an absolute outrage.
Well, I agree with the lady. I think throughout our history in popular political science, and I think you pretty much said the truth there, it seems that working class people do not really get a fair shake. If this was something that did not have to do, if it had to do with Etonians having a little party and got out of hand, I'm sure we would have had everything we needed to know about it. And that's the problem. I think that's the problem that people feel frustrated about in this country.
Norman Tebbit commented that the inquiry could have been used as a stick to beat the Thatcher government. And isn't the real reason that we're not having an inquiry is that the difference between Hillsborough and Orgreave is that that the police were acting at Orgreave as a direct arm of the state.
I think that Maggie Thatcher's government was covering up at the time, and the government now is still covering up for Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah. A legacy is shredding, and you're trying to keep it alive. Her legacy died and went with Hillsborough inquiry, and you Tories are trying to keep it alive, and that's why the real reason you won't have this inquiry at Orgreave.
The reality is it leads on to all the other manipulations going on by the state. The Shrewsbury strikers, the Liverpool dockers, the whole machinery of the state was used against social protest at that time, and they don't want to draw a line in it because it goes back to the whole of Maggie Thatcher's legacy.